Normally, the supply curve of a factor slopes upward, but the supply curve of labor is backward bending. We are going to account for this strange phenomenon in this tutorial. This series is going to be published in several parts under three major heads. 1. Workers' equilibrium. Optimum choice of income and leisure. 2. Splitting of wage effect into substitution effect and income effect. 3. Derivation of supply curve of labor. To begin with, let us see the meaning of a few concepts which are going to be used in our analysis. 1. Supply of labor. We mean the number of hours a worker is willing to work in a day at a given wage rate. 2. Wage rate is the amount the producer pays to a laborer for rendering 1 hour of labor service or work effort. 3. Income is the product of wage rate and hours of work. Suppose a worker worked for 10 hours at the wage rate of 100 rupees per hour. His income on that day is 10 multiplied by 100 rupees, 1000 rupees. 4. Leisure means not doing any work for monetary gain. Leisure and work are mutually exclusive. It is more than this. 10 hours of work means 10 hours of sacrifice of leisure and 14 hours of work. Okay, so far good. What next? A worker aims to achieve maximum satisfaction. Leisure brings satisfaction. But a worker cannot be at leisure for all 24 hours. He needs income. Income also brings satisfaction because it helps a worker maintain a certain living standard. But the thing is, without work, income is impossible. Work means pain, sacrificing leisure and dissatisfaction. Under such conditions, how should a worker achieve maximum happiness or satisfaction? This is possible when he arrives at an optimum combination of income and leisure. This automatically solves the problem of minimizing pain by fixing the appropriate hours of work or distributing 24 hours between leisure and work. Hence, we shall start our discussion with workers' equilibrium, optimum choice of income and leisure. A typical workers' indifference curve has income along the y-axis and leisure along the x-axis. Regarding the x-axis, apart from leisure, there is one more variable. It is hours of work. From left to right, leisure hours are measured, and from right to left, hours of work are measured. The indifference curve consists of all combinations of income and leisure that yield the same level of satisfaction. The two important aspects of indifference curves that we have to take note of are 1. A combination on the indifference curve, and 2. The slope of the indifference curve. First, let us take combination A on indifference curve. It represents 1400 rupees income and 10 hours of leisure. But we have to go beyond that. In a day, there are 24 hours. A worker takes 10 hours of leisure. Then it means he works for 24 minus 10, 14 hours. His 14 hours of work fetches him 1400 rupees income. Thus, When a worker chooses a income-leisure combination, he automatically decides the hours of work. We shall turn to the slope. Let us take another combination B along the indifference curve to the right of combination A. It represents 1300 rupees of income and 11 hours of leisure. Assume the worker slides down from A to B. It means the worker substitutes 1 hour of leisure, that is 10 minus 11, by foregoing 100 rupees of income, that is 1400 minus 1300. This is the marginal rate of substitution of labor for income. This is the slope of the indifference curve also. More than that, this is the wage rate at which a worker is willing to work for 14 hours. The indifference curve is non-linear. The slope differs at different points along the curve. Hence, the wage rate also differs. At the left extreme, the slope is high. The wage rate is also high. As the worker slides down to the right, the slope keeps on falling. Wage rate also falls. These are the two finer points that we have to keep in our mind before proceeding to discuss workers' equilibrium. Apart from this, all the properties of consumer's indifference curve are equally applicable to the workers' indifference curve also. Like consumers, workers also have a workers' indifference map. Workers' indifference map shows the scale of preference of a worker towards income and leisure. Each indifference curve represents different levels of satisfaction. An indifference curve that is far away from the origin represents a higher level of satisfaction when compared to an indifference curve that lies closer to the origin. The worker aims to reach the highest possible indifference curve by choosing an appropriate income-leisure combination. He can choose one only after knowing the market wage rate. So far, we do not refer to the market wage rate. Okay, we shall discuss all about the budget constraint or the income-leisure constraint line to know more about wages in the next part. Well, we shall meet in the next lesson.